Assalamu alaikum and hi viewers, this is Sajjad Hussain once again and you are watching my YouTube channel. Welcome to this new series on Paradise Lost by John Milton. This is the first video on the poem, and in this video I am going to discuss some background details regarding Paradise Lost, and these details are very important in order to understand the entire idea of the poem, and these are highly relevant from examination point of view, and these would help you a lot in attempting the questions that are frequently asked in the exams. John Milton is a restoration poet of Puritan England, and he is thought to be second to Shakespeare. Such is the significance and such is the importance of Milton as a poet, and he has his own style which is called grand style, and this grand style is popular because of intellectual thought and creative content that is there, and the language that Milton has employed in his poems has its own brand, and it is said to be Miltonic language. Now this Miltonic language is popular because it makes use of Latinized adjectives, it makes use of transferred epithets. There are Homeric similes or epic similes or extended similes or Miltonic similes that are there in the poem. There is use of obsolete words or archaic words or redundant words, and some of the words that are employed by Milton have the element of secrecy, have the element of mystery. So, this is what makes his language, Miltonic language, a particular brand. As far as important works by John Milton are concerned, Paradise Lost, that we have to discuss in detail, is the most important work by him. It was followed by Paradise Regained, though this poem was not as successful as the first one, and he wrote a tragedy by the name Samsun Agnostese, which was very popular, and he also wrote a pastoral elegy by the name Lycedias, and this was written in order to mourn at the death of his close college friend Edward King. Now, as far as Paradise Lost is concerned, it is an epic, and in fact, it is the first and perhaps the last real epic written in English language, and it closely imitates and it closely abides by all the epic conventions and all the epic traditions that were set by classical poets like Homer and Virgil. In Iliad and Odyssey by Homer and in Aeneid by Virgil, we see that there are certain epic conventions, and these were later on treated by John Milton in Paradise Lost. Originally, the poem was written in 10 books. However, in the subsequent publication, it was enlarged to 12 books, and this is how the poem followed the tradition of the epic, of the conventional or the traditional epics, which were also in 12 books. As far as an epic poem and the characteristics of an epic poem are concerned, an epic poem is a long narrative poem with exalted theme, dignified characters, and grand action. The characters are sublime, the characters are of heroic proportions, the themes are elegant, and the themes are noble, and the plot or the action is of gigantic stature. We find out that there is use of supernatural machinery, supernatural elements like angels, like witches, like ghosts, like specters, all are used in in an epic poem, and this is called supernatural machinery of an epic poem. We come to know that in an epic poem, the statement of theme is in the opening lines, and this is there in Paradise Lost. There is also invocation to Muse in the middle lines. Muse is a goddess of poetry, and the help of goddess of poetry is sought in the beginning lines of the poem. There are epic similes or Homeric similes, which means extended similes, elaborate similes. In fact, these are the similes that can be elaborated and that can be extended even to an essay. One simile can be elaborated to the length of an essay. That's why these are called extended similes, and these are there in Paradise Lost. Inshallah, we will discuss in detail while discussing the text. And these are the important aspects, and these are the important features of an epic poem. And if we try to trace all these important elements and all these important features of an epic poem, of epic poetry, these are very much there in Paradise Lost. And Paradise Lost, this poem has been written in the form of blank verse. Blank verse is a is a form of poetry which is unrhymed. It does not have any rhyme. It does not have any rhyme scheme. However, there is regular meter that is employed in this poetry, and there is use of iambic pentameter. Now, what is iambic pentameter? Iambic pentameter is a form of poetry in which the meter has 5 amps or 5 feet, and in 1 am or in 1 foot there are two syllables. One is unstressed and the other is stressed. So overall you can say that blank verse is a form of poetry in which each line has 10 syllables, or in which each line is in the form of iambic pentameter having 10 syllables. 5 out of these 10 syllables are unstressed, and these are followed by 5 stressed syllables. I hope this is clear. For example, we can take the first line in Paradise Lost. The first line is, of man's first disobedience and the fruit. Now, if you look at this first line, you will see that 5 of these 10 syllables in this first line are stressed. Stressed syllables are also called intonated syllables, which have intonation, and there is emphasis while uttering these syllables. And unstressed syllables are also there, and these are 5 in number. That's why this first line is an example of blank verse, and this is how the entire poem has been written. Viewers, I hope the details regarding these basic details regarding the poem are clear to you. Inshallah, in the next lecture, in the next video, I will discuss with you the first 26 lines in the poem. These first 26 lines are sometimes very difficult for the students to comprehend, for the readers to understand, but these are not difficult at all. I'll try to make as much easy for you as possible. Uh, do give me your feedback in the form of comments. Keep following, keep watching. This is all for today. Thank you very much.